There were definitely some wild films in the 80s, but this one definitely managed to be the blowout. I've been doing this for too long. What is going on, my fellow movie lovers, and welcome back to the Luke Ponto channel, here to bring you guys another brand new movie review. If you guys are new here today, welcome. Hit that subscribe button down below, that notification bell right next to it. Hit that thumbs up and share this video. You guys know what to do. But today, you guys, we're going to be doing another retro movie review. And this time, we're going to be covering a movie called Blowout, directed by Brian DePalma, came out in 1981, starring John Travolta. And this movie was actually requested for me to review by my watch-along co-host, Fritzky, aka Alex Negretti. So go check out his channel. I'll go ahead and leave a link to his channel down in the description box below. So go subscribe to him. He has some great content. But either way, let's talk about Blowout. This film follows a movie sound recordist played by John Travolta that accidentally records the evidence that proves that a car accident was actually murder and consequently finds himself in danger. So funny thing is that earlier this afternoon, I get a call from Fritzky and being like, hey man, I know it's kind of a last second thing, but you want to watch Blowout? And I was like, sure. So I watched it with him over a phone call, and because he really, really wanted me to watch this movie, and I gotta say, I adored Blowout. Blowout was was definitely an experience for a movie I will never forget. Like, again, I said that there were some really crazy movies in the 80s, but this is definitely one that will add to that list of craziness of movies from the 80s. And that really has to go with Brian De Palma's writing and directing, which this is not my favorite of his by any means, but I do think this is easily one of his best movies for sure. And this is definitely one of those films that when you really look at it and see like what's involved in this movie, you can definitely tell that he wrote this. Like, there's quite a bit of films that he just directed and he did not write. Like, they left him to other writers. It's films like this and Dressed to Kill, where you can legitimately tell that Brian De Palma was definitely the one that wrote the script. And films like Scarface was actually written by Oliver Stone and directed by Brian De Palma. And it really does work for this film's benefits, for me personally. I mean, granted, this is not going to be everybody's cup of tea, personally speaking, because there's definitely some elements of this movie that will turn some viewers off. I'm not going to spoil it or anything, because even though this film is like 42 years old right now, but it still is a great movie with some really great direction from Brian De Palma and some great writing. The editing, I gotta talk about this editing. This editing is really ahead of its time. Like, you can tell that this is a film back in the 80s, and the editing choices that they used for this, like where sometimes they will have like side-by-side panels, basically. It is so well done, and very much so, like, and you can tell that Baz Luhrmann, the director Baz Luhrmann, was pretty inspired by this movie for sure. In regards to the style that this movie has, it really does work. And let's talk about my man John Travolta. Now, look, the cool thing is to hate on John Travolta. I don't get why. Yes, I know he's been in some garbage movies lately, like I Am Wrath, we got The Fanatic, films like that. But when you look at movies like this, Saturday Night Fever, and Pulp Fiction, you can definitely tell that this dude has had a career, and this is easily one of his best performances. I don't think it's like quite as strong as his performance in Pulp Fiction, but he definitely did do a very good job in this one as this guy that he's basically trying to do whatever he can to find the evidence of what's going on in the movie. It really, really does work, and I can't deny that. I mean, Travolta turned in easily one of his best performances. I cannot deny that. And this is one of those films that you will remember John Travolta for. I mean, a lot of people will just remember him for films like The Fanatic and crap like that, if they really don't know what true cinema is, like Pulp Fiction. But I don't know, man. John Travolta. I kind of just wish he would go back to his glory days of doing movies like this. Because this was when John Travolta was hitting the peak of his career. And then he went through kind of like a really up and down track record. But this performance definitely proves that he was here to stay. It was an excellent performance. The performances as well from the other people in this movie, especially from John Lithgow, who I thought was an absolute menace in this movie, did a phenomenal job. And you guys would know that John Lithgow later on would go to play roles like Lord Farquaad in Shrek, and then Arthur Miller, the Trinity Killer in the 4th season of Dexter. Crazy to think like the type of roles that John Lithgow plays. It's insane. But is that to say that Blowout is a perfect movie by any means? No. Unfortunately, I do think I honestly have one tiny nitpick with this one. It's just a me nitpicking at this point. For me, I do think there were some moments in the second act that I really felt like they were starting to kind of lose the stakes and what they were really wanting to go for, or like where the story was going to head. Because I kind of felt like sometimes there were some points in the second act where it wasn't really feel like it was heading anywhere. It was just like, okay, well, now we're here. It's just strange to me. But aside from that nitpick, I loved Blowout. This movie is definitely one of Brian De Palma's best movies. It's probably top 5 for sure. I just love John Travolta's performance in it. The editing is fantastic. The writing is great. The direction from Brian De Palma is fantastic. And if you guys love Brian De Palma and you miss the glory days of John Travolta, this is one of those films that I really do recommend checking out because it is a great one. So with all that said, I'm going to give Blowout a 4.75 out of 5. Once again, man, shout out to my boy Fritzky for recommending me this movie and also watching it with me. This film was great. I loved it. And you guys should check it out too. It's on HBO Max. I definitely recommend giving it a chance. But obviously, of course, this is my opinion. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of Blowout. Is this your favorite Brian De Palma movie? Is this one of your least favorites? Let me know all of that down in the comments below. And also, what is your favorite Brian De Palma movie? Be as respectful as you can and let me know all of that once again down in the comments. Hit that subscribe button once again and that notification bell right next to it. Hit that thumbs up and share this video. You guys know what to do. And guys, this weekend I am going to be seeing Creed 3. I'm seeing it tomorrow night at the time of recording. So expect a review either on Saturday or Sunday. I definitely will be reviewing it. And as for movies coming out, we got 65, we got Scream 6, we got Champions, we got Shazam 2, John Wick 4, Dungeons and Dragons. Got a lot coming out, so a lot to look forward to, you guys, in the month of March. It's going to be great, and I will be finishing up my Phantasm series. And I will announce my next series of reviews after I review Phantasm 5. So keep your eyes peeled for that, much more. Y'all are the best. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys want to see more content from me, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.